Hi, it's been a minute since I've done a quick little rant video here, so let's do another one of those. Um so with Black Ops 2, currently a lot of folks have been digging and finding a lot of the pre-alpha builds of the maps. For some reason, this is just something that people have now started to do. I don't know if it's something people didn't realize we could do, or if it was something to do with like copyright or some shit like that, where it's finally lifted and now we can fuck with the files or some shit. But anyway, the Black Ops 2 Mob of the Dead pre-alpha was just showcased, and it's interesting. And I just kind of wanted to give my quick little yap here on what I think about it. So let's oh shit, video from Riley. 541. I will throw you in the description. How much of this would have been cool in game, but I'm a firm believer, and I am a hardcore advocate for the fact that Black Ops 2 to me was kind of ass altogether. The gameplay latency, the game felt tanky, very slow, and like compared to like World at War and BO1 where movement felt kind of slick and clean, it kind of felt very unpolished in this game, to me at least. But that's just, how I thought of it. And with that, because the movement felt bad to me, I wasn't really a big fan of these bigger maps because of the movement. Now, don't get me wrong, the maps are cool. They're absolutely great. In my eyes, I think just because of the movement and the tankiness of this game, I kind of didn't like it all that much. Don't get me wrong, I played the hell out of it. I definitely did not slack around when this game came out. I played the shit out of it. But, just wasn't a big fan of these bigger maps. I guess what I'm saying is Mob of the Dead to me just felt large and very unforgiving to me. And because of that, I had a very rough time playing this map when I was younger, obviously, and still now. I mean, who didn't? This map was rough. It was unforgiving. It's huge, first off. It's an absolutely massive map. Looking at this pre-alpha build, my honest reactions to everything. Now let's skip in a little bit and get into more newer stuff that we really haven't seen. My honest reaction to seeing this build is thank God it wasn't this. Thank the Lord that this was not how the map was laid out, because if it was, holy crap, it would have been rough. Just imagine, like, just put yourself in into this picture here. It's 2014. You and your buddies are hopping on Mob of the Dead. This is the build of Mob of the Dead. You go down in the starting room. That's it. That's it, buddy. Your friends are on the other end of the map. They are not getting to you. You could have a coagulant from BO3, and they are not getting you. This map, the movement in this game, it wouldn't have worked in my eyes. And for that, I'm glad, and I think they realized that in the development of making this, that it wasn't gonna work, and there was way too much shit. If maybe they had better fast travel, which I'd imagine they probably would have with a bigger map like this, but we didn't see really, the kind of level of fast travel we had in, say, BO3, BO4 that, BO2 had. BO2 had the gondola, Origins had the tank. That's about it. And I guess you could say it's because it was a very early on in development. They didn't, fast travel wasn't a big thing. But I don't know. If this map came out with no fast travel, this would have been a rough map. This could have been in Zombies. This would have been really cool. And I really think the Plutonium community, with the great work they do with the mod community already, should get their hands on this build and rough it up and have some fun with it and make it actually playable fully. I think that would be a very, very neat thing to sit and, enjoy and play. Yeah, you have to build the Pack-a-Punch on this map too. So I think looking at this, it takes after Transit in the fact that you have to build everything. It even did say Transit at the loading screen, and I think that's just because Transit was their default placeholder for when it came to building a map, like how it is on World at War. And when it comes to making a custom map, you have the four choices of making a map like Noct, where there's no perks, Verrückt, where there's 4 perks, and Power, Shi No Numa, where there's 4 perks, Trap perks, and then Reese where there's, 4 perks, Pack-a-Punch, Power. This is literally the catwalk from BO4. And for the most part, this entire section and chunk is literally just the BO4 spawn area. And it kind of upsets me just a fair bit that this was something we could have had, but also I'm not upset because, like I said, it would have sucked. I don't know. It's hard to say if this would have played well. That's why we need to have some mod communities and the Plutonium folks to get on this and make this a playable version so we can see how it would run and how it would play. And if it's got a great flow, absolutely I'd be down for this. Now, this right here, this looks like what would be the fast travel, this minecart system, kind of like the minecarts from Shangri-La. And if that's the case, depending on where this fast travel ends up, that could kind of help this map in the fact of, hey, I'm down on the other end of the map. Oh, shit, Seeing that this was all already something that they had in the works and that it is basically just what we got on BO4 kind of ticks me off a little bit, just because of the fact that BO4 was such a flop already. It was basically the money grab of the series, and it's very noticeable. Yeah, it's exactly like the Shangri-La minecarts. That's really neat. This whole thing feels very like time constraint, whatever, and then, however many years later, till 2017, then they're like, oh shit, time constraint again. Hey, remember what we did on BO2? Let's just throw all that shit back in the pre-alpha build and then just gloss it over with the BO4 engine, and now we don't have to make a new map, and we can somehow tie it into the story with, some form of bullshit. And that's kind of what it feels like a little bit. Now, it's very neat, very interesting to see the entire map, that Alcatraz was, all of Alcatraz basically was explorable. But at the same time, going back to my rant video on Black Ops 6, it's just fucking Alcatraz. If we got a full version of Alcatraz like this on BO2, you cannot tell me that y'all wouldn't have been sick of it by now. Because it would have been way too much Alcatraz. We would have been over it. We would have been like, all right, we've had it about 1,000 times now. Let's be done with it. I mean, we've already had it since Black Ops 4. Not hating on, I don't mind Alcatraz. Alcatraz over normal Battle Royale any day of the week. It's just the idea that it's like, can we get something a little different? I guess they did try with Modern Warfare 3, and it did suck. No one liked the maps on there. So, yeah. I thought this was a very interesting thing. I just kind of wanted to go over it a little. Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad this isn't what we got, because then we would have hated on BO4 even more. And I think BO4, some of the reason why BO4 lovers like it is because it's slightly different, and it runs different, it flows different, and it plays different. But if we got this in 2012, I think a lot more people would have hated BO4 just for the fact that it would have been a copy paste exactly. So looking at it now and seeing that they did change it, because I'm assuming time constraints or capabilities of console, but because they changed it, BO4 felt slightly different. That's all I wanted to talk about. I'm going to edit this down into hopefully a 4-minute yap. Yeah, if you enjoyed, leave a like, subs, share. No one shares anymore, so hope you enjoyed. Also, another thing, this is the second day, as you could tell, change of outfit and everything, and my, headset's being charged. But I just wanted to quickly throw this in at the end of the video. If you prefer the ugly-ass mug in the bottom left of the screen, or if you would rather it just be gameplay footage, let me know in the comments. I could switch it up, even move the camera if that's what you prefer. But, yeah.